What's up, guys? It is Great here again from Way of the Swan with another abridged battle report for you. People seem to like the previous one, so I've got another one here for you to watch and enjoy. This time it is Ciannor versus Greylord, eCaine versus Strakov. So we'll go over the lists real quick before we get started into this. This is another New England Team Tournament practice game, so we are playing with death clocks and our New England prospective New England Team Tournament lists. My list is a pretty standard eCaine list. It's very similar to the list that's been going around, the Warmachine sphere lately. Basically, just an attrition list with eCaine to just help as an attrition piece. It's got Caine, and in his battle group is old Rowdy, and obviously he has a Squire because why not? It's got as support a Journeyman Warcaster, Reinholdt for that extra shot, Rhupert Carvolo to support my many units. Ragman to help fix armor a little bit because Caine tends to not have a lot of armor buffs, debuffs, sorry, and Gorman de Wulfe. For its units, it has Lady Aiyana and Master Holt as another armor fixer unit. Alexia, Ciannor, and the Risen just as an attrition piece. A minimum unit of Forge Guard, which can come up later and finish off any heavies that need to get killed. Press Gangers, a max unit. Those guys are awesome because they have AD and Tough. Just standard, and they are very cheap. A maximum unit of Boomhowlers, because heightened reflexes on Boomhowlers turns out is awesome. And a unit of Rangers, because you can't ever go wrong with Rangers, especially in an eCaine list. He benefits so much from Rangers. It's not even funny. Here's the Greylord list. A little bit of an unconventional Strakov list. My opponent is limited a bit by the number of models he has. He's a relatively new player. He's only been playing for a couple months and doesn't have an extensive collection, but he's got the important pieces. So his list starts off with Strakov. In Strakov's battle group is Beasto 9 and a Spriggan. He's also got a War Dog attached to him. Supporting his army, he's got a Widowmaker Marksman, a Manhunter, and Kovnik Joe. Kovnik Joe's in there because he does have a lot of Winter Guard. He has a maximum unit of Winter Guard infantry, and he told me these guys are in the list primarily to just clear the way for his Warjacks to get in on important targets and possibly your opponent's caster, if necessary. He's got a Winter Guard mortar, a unit of Widowmakers, the Great Bears, and a unit of Doom Reavers with their unit attachment, who can give them tough, and doesn't force them to berserk, so that's pretty cool. Doom Reavers actually benefit a lot from Strakov's feat, plus 3 inches of charging on their during their activation gives them a pretty significant threat range of 14 inches, I believe. So that is pretty good, especially with Berserk and Abomination, where they can get into places you really don't want them. So let's go on to this game here. Here's the deployment. The scenario of this game is ammunition run. It didn't really come into play at all, but there's a big zone in the middle. You score 1 point if you control the zone, 2 points if you dominate it, and there's an objective in there which is counted as enemy, so you need to destroy it before you can control the zone. There's an objective on each side, and one of them is friendly, one of them is enemy, and you gain 1 point for destroying an enemy objective. 5 points to win as standard. So here we are deploying. I am deploying off on the left-hand side there. Most of our deployment is going to be off the camera. The camera wasn't positioned perfectly for this, so we'll catch most of the action, but the first turn or so will be a little bit obscured. My opponent's won the roll to go first and decided to go first. Now this is very bad for my eCaine list, and my eCaine list does not like to go second at all. I really like to get my buffs out turn 1 and just run to get as far up the board as I can, especially with those press gangers who have advanced deployment. So my opponent's deployed. He's got the Winter Guard sort of Death Star there on the lower right-hand corner. The Spriggan's sort of in the middle, although off-screen with Strakov, and then Beasto 9 is sort of the upper right-hand corner there. Everything else is advanced deploy. I have deployed Boomhowlers in the middle, Rowdy and Caine sort of on the upper left-hand side, and my Forge Guard is going to be in the lower left-hand side, along with Ragman. I think Aiyana and Holt are up around near Caine with all of Caine's little support solos. And then here, Alexia is in the middle to kill corpses from all my dead guys. And there's all the advanced deployment going. Rangers down there in the lower left-hand side. Press gangers up in the middle. Just to get up in there and jam everything. So here's my opponent going, running those Doom Reavers onto that hill. This is going to be a pretty tough to remove. They become defense 15 on the hill, which is pretty significant. Even for Caine, rolling 6s to hit means he's not really guaranteed a hit. and that is not something he enjoys. Everything else running up. The Beast 09 getting a free run because of his heavy boiler. Strakov casting Superiority onto the Spriggan to make it Mat 8, Speed 6, and Defense 12. So that's actually a very, very powerful Jack buff. That makes that Spriggan Mat 10 on the charge, so it becomes a very powerful assassination piece. The Manhunter going now to threaten the Rangers once they go into the forest, and the Winter Guard Infantry running around this building here. They ran instead of bob and weaving, and they did, I believe, get the Fearless and Tough speech from Kovnik Joe. So they are most fearless and most tough. So here I go, moving up. Now, I got a little bit greedy here. I moved up a lot of my Rangers very close to try to get marked target and the shots into the Doom Reavers. I was very scared of those Doom Reavers, especially causing command checks on all of my low command units, especially the press gangers. The Boomhowlers are command 9 with Boomhowler still alive, and I can make any of my units fearless I want with Rhupert, so if they did flee, I could rally them during my turn, but I didn't want to have to do that. Now here's a very fateful move, and I'll give you a spoiler alert. I do lose this game pretty hardcore. So here's Caine moving up. I really wanted to shoot at those Doom Reavers and kill them, so I fired as many shots as I could into the Doom Reavers, killed one, I think, and I had cast 2 buffs. I cast Heightened Reflexes onto the Boomhowlers and Blur onto the Rangers to protect them from those Winter Guard sprays. So that left me with 2 focus left, and instead of shooting more Doom Reavers, which I didn't really feel necessary, actually I didn't want to move up close enough to fire at more Doom Reavers, I decided to camp that 2, and if I had poked my Squire, which I did not do, then I could have had a 3rd focus and Gatecrashed it away. Now Caine, as you can see, is very close to that Spriggan, or at least close in Strakov's terms, and I was hoping I could protect him with a cloud from Gorman, but unfortunately Gorman couldn't really get up there as close as I wanted him to, so Caine's not in the optimal position, and I just threw a whole bunch of press gangers, the Rangers up there, Boomhowlers in the way, and I just hoped that it would be enough to stop my opponent from going for an assassination run. Now he does put 2 focus on the Spriggan, so at this point I figured that he would be going for it. I again was hoping that all of my tough models in the way would save me, but in the end it's not going to be enough. This game's going to be over very quickly. So I'm not sure what's shooting here. I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it might be the Widowmakers. Aiming and firing at those Rangers on the hill there, trying to take them out. Here's the Manhunter going in, charging a Ranger. They're just clearing models out of the way as quickly as they can. The Manhunter going in. I'm contemplating a countercharge, but unfortunately I wouldn't be able to make that charge in there. The countercharge might have gotten Rowdy into the position where he would have been in the way, but unfortunately there was a Ranger that I had positioned poorly to get the Prowl bonus for being in the Cloud effect, so I was not able to countercharge the Manhunter and kill him. Here's a Winter Guard Infantry going up, taking sprays and gunshots into press gangers and stuff that were in the way. They did kill one of the Rangers, I think, and a couple press gangers. Taking shots at the Boomhowlers now. Just trying to clear models out of the way, and they're not doing a bad job of it either. And spraying into the forest. Now the Rangers did have Blur on them, so they were defense 17 against their sprays. Just for this reason, and that did save a couple of them. He did roll some of the, I think, 12s he needed to kill. One of them was on the hill. He rolled a 14 to hit that one. They did get boosted attack rolls from Kovnik Joe, which helped them a lot there. Here's the Doom Reavers going in. I had made the Boomhowlers fearless this turn. I'm not sure if that was the best option, but I was expecting him to charge into the Boomhowlers, and the last thing I wanted was for them to flee because of Abomination, so he charged 3 into 1 Boomhowler, killed him, and started berserking through some press gangers. Now, with silence, he did not have to attack his own models, so those Doom Reavers are not going to kill each other. He's charged 1 into Alexia, but unfortunately, Alexia was hiding behind the walls. She was a mighty defense 17, and she did not get hit. You had the Great Bears charging in just to clear some press gangers out. My opponent's plan here was to get Beast 09 onto 1 press ganger, and kill him to proc overrun on the Spriggan. So he was clearing up some press gangers to allow him to do that. Now there was a chance that he killed the ones that he needed to kill with Beast 09, but fortunately he placed well enough that that didn't have to happen with those Great Bears. The Widowmaker Marksman moving out of melee range with that press ganger over there. I took a free strike, but wasn't able to kill him. Did the 2 points of damage, or left him on 2 points, I think. took a shot at a Boomhowler who was in melee with a Dewbraver and missed. There's the Winterguard Mortars firing ineffectually. And here's Strakhov going, casting Overrun onto Beast 09 so he can move the Spriggan feeding and charging up. He couldn't charge the objective, so he just charged a random Boomhowler and didn't get anywhere. Beast 09 going in. He has one focus on him so that if one of the press gangers toughs, he can reroll, but it doesn't, or make another attack, but he doesn't need to. So he kills the press ganger and advances up. The Spriggan getting the advance from Overrun, charging Caine, hitting him with his charge attack, which is very bad for Caine, rolling enough to leave Caine on, I believe, 2 boxes. That focus saving me just about exactly the focus I was camping. However, he did have a shield attack, and he boosted the shield attack and was able to hit with that. Rowdy had countercharged and got the critical. He needed to knock him down, but I knew superiority stopped him from being knocked down, so I was really hoping for a crippled system or something. And that did not happen. So, Caine bites the dust to a Strakov assassination. Both of these is very assassination heavy, so I think the game was going to go pretty short either way. But now I am wise to that Strakov assassination. It's the second time it's happened to me, so don't think it's going to happen to me again. Those may be Favor's last words, though, so I may end up eating them, but we'll see how it goes. I hope you guys enjoyed this abridged battle report. If you want, go watch the full version, see everything that happens, and stay tuned for many more reports as I practice for the New England team tournament. I promise that most of them will be longer than this one, although maybe not as one-sided. Let's see. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I have plenty more in the pipeline, so they'll be uploaded very shortly, I believe. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, and do all of those exciting things. Thank you very much for watching.